Looking for the best gaming phones to suit your needs? In this video, we're diving into some of the top options available right now. Before we begin, don't forget to check out the links in the description to find the best deals within your budget. Let's get started. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 is a total game changer. It's a foldable phone, and yes, it's pricey, starting at $1,999. But when you unfold it, you get a huge 7.6-inch screen that turns your phone into a mini tablet. For gaming, this is amazing. Imagine playing PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty on such a large screen. It gives you a better view of the battlefield and helps you spot enemies more easily, almost like having an advantage. The 200MP camera might seem unnecessary for gaming, but it's fantastic if you want to stream your gameplay or make content. The multitasking feature is also impressive. You can run the game on one side of the screen while watching YouTube tutorials or chatting with friends on the other. The downside? Apart from the steep price, the design takes a little getting used to. It can be tiring to hold during long gaming sessions, and you'll need to take extra care of it compared to regular phones. But if you want a unique gaming experience and are willing to spend the money, the Z Fold 7 is worth considering. It's priced from $1,999 for the 256GB model to around $2,300 for the 1TB version. It's not for everyone, but if you're looking for something different, this phone is pretty wild. Number 4. iPhone 16 Pro Max. And before all the Android fans start typing angry comments, just hear me out. Apple's finally started taking mobile gaming seriously, and this phone is proof. Starting around $1,199 for the base model, this isn't cheap, but the performance is absolutely ridiculous. The A18 Pro chip inside this thing is honestly overkill for most games, but that's exactly what you want. We're talking about console-quality gaming performance in your pocket. Games like Resident Evil 4, Death Stranding, and even some AAA titles that were previously console-exclusive are now running natively on this phone, and they look incredible. The 6.9-inch Super Retina XDR display with promotion technology gives you buttery-smooth 120Hz gameplay, and the colors are so vibrant it's almost unfair. What really impressed me though is the battery life. You can game for hours and hours without worrying about finding a charger. Plus, the build quality is just phenomenal. This phone feels like it could survive a nuclear apocalypse. The only real downsides for gaming are the typical iPhone limitations: no emulation flexibility like Android, you're stuck with the App Store's selection, and good luck trying to sideload anything. But if you're deep in the Apple ecosystem and want the smoothest, most optimized gaming experience possible, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is hard to beat. Price-wise, you're looking at $1,199 to $1,599 depending on storage, which honestly isn't too bad considering what you're getting. Number 3. Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And this is where things start getting really serious. This phone is basically Samsung saying, we're not messing around anymore when it comes to gaming. With a starting price around $1,299, it's definitely an investment, but man, does it deliver. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 processor in this thing is an absolute monster. We're talking about performance that rivals dedicated gaming handhelds, and the 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a 144Hz refresh rate makes everything look incredibly smooth. But here's what really sets it apart: the S Pen integration for gaming. I know it sounds gimmicky, but try playing some strategy games or even drawing games with that precision, and you'll never want to go back to just using your fingers. The phone also has this incredible vapor chamber cooling system that keeps everything nice and cool even during the most intense gaming sessions. The camera system is phenomenal too, which is perfect if you're into game streaming or creating content. The 200MP main camera captures insane detail, and the video quality for streaming is top-notch. Battery life is solid, you're getting a full day of heavy gaming without any issues. The only complaint I have is that Samsung's One UI can feel a bit bloated sometimes, and there are quite a few pre-installed apps you probably don't need. But overall, for the price range of $1,299 to $1,619 depending on storage and RAM configurations, the S25 Ultra offers incredible value for serious mobile gamers who want the complete package. Coming in. Number 2. ROG Phone 8 Pro. And honestly, This is where we start getting into the phones that were literally built from the ground up for gaming. ASUS really knows what gamers want, and they packed everything into this beast. With pricing starting around $1,099, it's actually more affordable than some flagship phones while offering way better gaming performance. This phone is absolutely loaded with gaming features that'll blow your mind. We're talking about customizable RGB lighting, physical shoulder triggers that pop out when you need them, and a cooling system that's so aggressive it's basically like having a tiny air conditioner for your phone. The 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a 165Hz refresh rate is incredibly smooth, and the touch response time is so fast it gives you a genuine competitive advantage in shooter games. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor handles literally anything you throw at it without even breaking a sweat. But here's what really makes this phone special: the air triggers and the overall gaming ecosystem. You can map these shoulder buttons to any in-game action, giving you console-level control. The Game Genie overlay lets you monitor performance, record gameplay, and even block notifications without leaving your game. The 6,000 mAh battery means you can game for hours and hours, and when you do need to charge, the 65W fast charging gets you back up and running incredibly quickly. The only downside is that it's definitely a chunky phone. This isn't something you'll forget you have in your pocket. But for dedicated gamers, the ROG Phone 8 Pro at $1,099 to $1,399 is basically the perfect gaming machine disguised as a phone. And finally, number 1. ASUS ROG Phone 9 Pro. Starting at $1,199 for the standard Pro model, this phone is everything the ROG Phone 8 Pro was, but turned up to 11. This is basically ASUS saying we're not even trying to hide it anymore, this is a gaming device that happens to make phone calls. The Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset in this thing is absolutely insane. We're talking about performance that's legitimately comparable to some gaming laptops. With up to 24 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage, this phone has more power than most people's computers. The 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED display with 185Hz refresh rate is so smooth it's almost hypnotic, and the touch response time is basically instantaneous. Gaming on this feels like having superpowers. Everything is just so responsive and fluid. The cooling system deserves its own award. ASUS has basically built a miniature gaming PC cooling solution into a phone. You can game for hours at maximum performance without any throttling, which is incredible. The air trigger system has been refined even further, giving you precise control that rivals dedicated gaming controllers. The 5,800 mAh battery lasts forever, and the charging speeds are ridiculous. But what really puts this at number 1 is the complete gaming ecosystem, from the customizable RGB lighting to the advanced performance monitoring. Everything about this phone screams serious gamer. The top-tier Pro Edition with the AeroCooler X Pro accessory runs $1,499. But honestly, for what you're getting, it's worth every penny if you're serious about mobile gaming. This isn't just a phone, it's a gaming revolution in your pocket. BR.